Tadparam Paryaya Vidmahe Jnanalingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guruhu Prachodayate Om. Om Yoga Maharishi Dr. Swami Gita Ananda Giri Guru Maharaj Ki Jai. Yogacharya Kalemamani Puduvai Shakti Ammaji Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani Guru Mata Ki Jai. Welcome back. Another Sunday beckoning all of us. A beautiful sunny day. And this Saturday, another scintillating Saturday. As I went for my morning walk, I had this beautiful darshan. A beautiful darshan from the east of the rising sun. And in the west, the setting moon. What a beautiful visual to take into my consciousness this morning of the rising sun and the setting moon on the two different horizons at the same time, in the same place, reminding us that the ultimate state is of balance. Many things throw us off balance. Anything that throws us off balance is called a vitarka by Maharishi Patanjali. The vitarkas are constantly trying to throw us off balance. That's their job. Their job is throw this guy off balance so that he forgets where he is going, what he is doing, and gets more entrapped with the mithya, with his the false illusionary aspects of the maya that is found in the jagat. The subconscious, unconscious, the chitta vrittis, they are constantly attempting to seize us, capture us, pull us down so that we will stop moving forward on our journey. What is the journey? The journey back to realizing who we truly are. The journey of self-realization. The journey of atma-jnana. Because the disease of being born again and again, sara adija vyadi, is eradicated by atma-jnana. Once you realize the self, once you attain self-realization, you don't have to come back anymore into this cycle. And so, our old Vasana Samskara complex, the Vasana Samskara that is at the root of all our karmic bondages, doesn't want us to move forward on this journey of involution. And hence, the deviants, the vitarka are brought into our consciousness like the red herrings to throw us off balance, to divert us from our journey. One of the important divergent tendencies is fueled by the tendency to want to have more and feel that in having more, we are safer. Greed. Greed is fueled by this desire to have more and more, thinking if I have more, I'm going to be safer. The more I have, the safer I am. And so, ye dil mange more. This heart wants more. And if you don't want more, are you human? That is what the advertising agencies are all busy doing. How can you be satisfied? How can you be self-content? How can you not want more? What's wrong with you if you don't want more? What's wrong with you if you don't want more? You must want more. If you're alive, your heart must beat for more, more, more. Ye dil mange more. Greed. Covetedness. I want that. If I have that, I'll be happy. That's what the subconscious tells you. If I have that, I'll be happy. How many people have had that? If only I get married to her, I'll be happy. If only I get married to him, I'll be happy. If I have a house, I'll be happy. If I have a car, I'll be happy. If I have a government job, I'll be happy. Now, if having a government job brought happiness, wouldn't all those morons in government services be much more happier and pleasanter to you? So the fact that you go into a government office and they all look at you like, where did this creepy crawly crawl in from, means that they are not happy with themselves. They are not satisfied with themselves, which means that getting a government job doesn't assure you happiness. Getting a big car doesn't do it. Getting a job doesn't do it. Getting married doesn't. Having kids doesn't. Getting a PhD doesn't. Having a DSc doesn't. Being called Guruji doesn't. Having an ashram doesn't. Because the deviants keep on saying, if you just had one more house, you'd be happy. If you just had one more wife, you'll be happy. Never believe that part. If you just attended one more class, you'll be happy. One more class to moksha. Don't miss it. And give me all your money before that. Swindler's galore in the spiritual world. This is where Patanjali says, you don't need more and more, you need less and less. Because ultimately it is all about balance. This is where that raga, dvesha, klesha dichotomy. I want more of that which gives me pleasure and I want less of that which doesn't give me pleasure or gives me pain. Yoga says you have to accept that which gives you pleasure with that which gives you pain, because the state of balance is transcending both pleasure and pain. And yoga is all about transcendence. Not this modern false idea of you will be positive all the time, you will be happy all the time. You are yogi and you are not happy? Yeah, of course, I'm a human being. A yogi doesn't mean you have to be happy all the time. A yogi means you are finding balance. That samatvam is being found. Siddhya, siddhayo, samabhutva, samatvam yoga uchyate. In both success and failure, you are finding equanimity, balance. Because what is happening is that our subconscious, unconscious chitta and its vrittis are constantly driving us off the path. Pulling us and pushing us off the path by saying, you need more. You need more techniques. You need more philosophy. You need more books. You need more courses. You need more degrees. You need more. And it keeps driving us because it's a bottomless pit. A bottomless pit that will never ever be filled. So, you keep on putting things into this place. Swamiji used to tell us, I remember in 1993, when the Pondicherry government conducted the first international yoga festival, Swamiji gave it the name the Yoga Earth Summit, because they had the Earth Summit down in South America, I think the year before. He called it the Yoga Earth Summit, and it truly was. And Swamiji in his opening remarks said, everybody has a vacuum within themselves. Everybody has a vacuum within themselves and they keep on trying to put something in it to fill it. They keep on trying to put something in it to fill it without knowing that the only thing that can fill that vacuum is Atma Jnana. Nothing else. Doesn't matter, $1 zillion will not fill it. 10,000 cars will not fill it. 3,000 houses will not fill it. And this is why the Chitta Vrittis are lying to us. The Chitta is saying, oh, if you just had more, you'll be happy. No, you will not be. Because happiness doesn't lie outside. It's a state that lies within us. And this is why the tendency to want more and grab it. Not just grab it at any cost. Grab it at any cost. It's called Aparigraha. Grab. Aparigraha. Graha means to grab, to hold on. You know the word gravity that holds us to this planet? Gravity, graha. And that is why a graha is a planet or a celestial influence that pulls us by its power of gravity. And this is why in Indian culture the Navagrahas are the 9 celestial influences that affect us because of their gravitational pull, both physical and psychic. Graha. And graha can also mean a house. You know, people seem quite okay till they become a householder. Oh my God, I need more for my family. I need more for my wife, my husband. I need more for my kids. I need more for my son-in-law, daughter-in-law. I need more for my grandchildren. I need more for my great-grandchildren. You know, really, this need, or rather greed, to have more and more. That is why Gandhiji was so wise. He said, there is enough on this planet for every person's need, but not enough for any one person's greed. Parigraha is that greed, that I want to hold on, I want to grasp, I want to bring everything towards me. Me. Not us, not we, not thee, me, and only me. And so what happens is we have a tendency to grab from all directions. Grab up, down, right, left, front, back, up, down, right, left, front, back, grab. Constantly. We are driven by the desire to grab at any cost. Because we think the more I grab, the more I'll have. The more I have, the more happy I will be. The more happy I am, well, the more safe I'm going to be because I have so much. Fools. The more you have, the more you want. Satiety doesn't exist. The more we have, the more we want, because the sensual system is built on this. You know, what happens is there's something called accommodation in sense. So you have, like, you know, the more you see something, the more you get used to it. And the more you are used to it, the more it sort of goes out of your sensory apparatus and you want something new. You always want something new. And so it doesn't matter how much you have, you always want something new. And this is the danger. This is the very dangerous aspect of the senses. Through the senses, you will never fulfill yourself. Because, you know, you think if I just have one ice cream, everything will be fine. And then after that, that ice cream, now that one ice cream never gives you that same high. Now you have to have 2 ice creams. And then it has to be 3 ice creams. And this sensory system is built on that. That what happens is whatever you are used to becomes the background. And so it's constantly looking for something new to excite it. This is why sensory fulfillment is never going to be happening. It's going to entangle you. The Indriya Jala, in the web of the senses. We will not be able to free ourselves. Now, if you have seen monkeys, and I saw a lot of monkeys as a young kid because we had a lot of monkeys in the ashram, so along with them I was also a monkey. And if you look at them, what they do is when there's any food, okay, I used to love feeding the monkeys. That was my favorite time of the day. They will grab all of it with the hands, put it in the mouth, and then the mouth sort of goes out. What happens? They keep on filling this mouth. This is where that phrase stuffing your mouth came from. Monkeys stuff their mouth. And then they sit there. And for the rest of the day, they are slowly letting it come from the cheeks. They have these expandable cheeks. It comes back and they keep on chewing on it. The whole goal here is put it in your mouth because the other monkey cannot get it if it's in your mouth. It's now yours. Stuffing the mouth. It doesn't matter how much the food is there, they will still stuff themselves. Even if you have 10,000 bananas there, the monkey will not eat it one by one. It will stuff as much of the banana as it can into its mouth until it's finished with that, then it will again stuff its mouth. It doesn't understand it. Stuff yourself with stuff. We are stuffing ourselves with stuff until we become stuffed. A stuffed human being. Like all these stuffed animals people have. Stuff yourself with stuff until you become stuffed. And what is happening is you are constantly grabbing. Well, yoga says you need to go against this vitarka, against this deviant tendency fueled by vasanas and samskaras. You have to go against it. You have to say a big no to it. You have to say, no, I will not stuff myself. No, I will not be greedy. I will choose not to be greedy and take more than I need. I will not covet that which is not mine. I will understand what is the balance between need and greed. That is where prefrontal cortex comes in. Yoga says that is the way forward. And this is why it is so important, because this is part of the concept of moving from parigraha, the tendency to grab everything that exists in all directions that you can reach out and grab. And you move from that into a tendency not to grab, not to grasp, from covetedness to non-covetedness, from greed to non-greed, from possessiveness to non-possessiveness. You are expanding your consciousness. You are expanding who you are. From being this limited, I am going to stuff myself with what I can get, to the universe is benevolent and everything is there for my need, to fulfill my need in the proper way. Right useness, righteousness. And this is why in Indian culture gave the four aspects, Chaturvida Purushartha, fulfill your dharma, the responsibility, the purpose for which you have incarnated, and automatically your material fulfillment will occur, Artha. Your emotional fulfillment will occur, Kama, and your spiritual fulfillment will also occur, Moksha. Dharmartha Kama Mokshanam Chaturvida Purushartha. It gave a framework. It gave a framework into which, by fulfilling your dharma, by living a life of dharma, you can fulfill your needs without falling prey to greed. As a medical student, I realize that we are fighting a losing battle most of the time in this tendency, because, when a newborn baby is seen, the infant is seen by the pediatrician. The pediatrician likes to test all the neurological reflexes of the newborn baby, the infant, the neonate. And so after delivery, the baby is there and the pediatrician comes along and, they want to test, is the suckling reflex working and all. One of the important reflexes that shows that you are neurologically, ready for survival, you are viable, is what is called the grasping reflex. And the pediatrician comes and places the little finger on the inside of the palm. Actually, the outside, okay. So what they do is they come and put the little finger, because remember the baby's hands are very, very small. So you put your little finger in the side and immediately the baby catches. You put your finger in and they say, yes, this baby will survive because it's neurologically viable. All the neuronal reflexes are working. The grasping reflex. Just imagine, we are born with the grasping reflex to grasp, to grab. We humans are a race of graspers and grabbers. Aparigraha is inbuilt in the survival of the fittest mechanism. In order to survive, you have to grab. All of it boils down to Abhinivesha Klesha. The Klesha that says, I have to survive at any cost, so grab as much as I can. And the newborn baby who just come out of the mother's womb is already equipped with the capacity to grab as much I can take. And I say that is why it is such a difficult battle. Such a difficult battle, because this is ingrained in our very nervous system. The neuronal makeup of the reflexes is based on grabbing, because all of the physiological aspects are based on survival, driven by your brain stem and spinal cord. The most primitive part of your neurological makeup that just wants to survive at any cost. And this is why even the most wisest people want to survive. And this is why you find even the wisest of people, with all their education, still are so greedy and they covet something or the other. You already are the director of the hospital. You already are the professor. You already are the chief minister. You already are up there. And still you want more and more and more and more and grab and take. That parigraha tendency is so deep in us. And that is why yoga says you have to go against that survival instinct. You have to go against it. And hence you have to move from parigraha to aparigraha. We have been 25 minutes into this talk, and this is the first time I'm mentioning the topic of today, aparigraha. Aparigraha is the capacity to go against the tendency to grab, grasp, covet. It is the capacity to go against the tendency to have greed in order to survive. And you say, this is not a matter of life and death. I don't need more. I am quite happy what I have. That's where the niyama of santosha comes in as a pair here. Aparigraha as a yama and santosha as a niyama. They are an absolute beautiful pair. We need to have that capacity to say, what I have is adequate for what I am doing now. I do not want more. I do not aspire for more. Now people say, oh my God, you mean you should not aspire for anything? Well, the crux of the matter here is nishkama. Because as long as it is sakamya, that is with kama, you are bound to fail. Because the moment desire comes in, I want something, and nowadays we talk a lot, outcome measures, outcome based learning. It's such a parigraha, outcome based learning. Oh, if I learn, what will be the outcome? If I do your course, will I get a job? If I help you, will I get something? It is sakamya. And this is where there's a lot of parigraha whenever you are attached to what you are doing, especially if it is the fruits of the action that you are doing. That is why Krishna says, you have to move from sakamya mode to the nishkamya mode. Sakamya to nishkama mode. Nishkama karma. Whatever you do, you are doing for the sake of the action itself. For the sake of the action, not for what you will get out of it. Live for the sake of life. Why should you do yoga? For the sake of yoga. Oh, but I thought I should do yoga for my diabetes. Yes, if you do yoga for the sake of yoga, your diabetes will also have better chances of being controlled. If you live yoga for the sake of yoga, the rest of the side benefits, the fringe benefits will automatically happen. But if you start doing yoga for the sake of the fringe benefit, you have got deviated away from the real purpose of yoga, which is kaivalya. And this is why aparigraha is a conscious decision that we are making, using the prefrontal cortex to say, I will do what I need to do, and I will take only that for which I am worthy. I will not take more or less. A state of balance. You know, if you take too much also, and this is where Mahatma Gandhi, and I love him. I love him and I adore certain aspects of him, no doubt. But his perspective of ahimsa, satya and aparigraha, he sort of went to the other end of the spectrum. And he sort of projected aparigraha as then going into poverty. Now, aparigraha is not a state of poverty. But Gandhi wanted this sense of poverty. For him, the truth had to be the harsh truth, and non-violence meant, you let people be violent to you. It's a very different type of perspective he brought to it. Not a yogic perspective. Because yoga is based on balance. Yoga is based on equality, equanimity and integrity. So yoga understands that you don't want more than you deserve. You don't want less than you deserve, because taking less than you deserve is also cheating yourself. And Gandhi wanted to create poverty. So he would travel by unreserved third class in Indian railways. And at one time, there was a statement, again anecdotal, by a minister in the government of India who said, it costs, the government of India more to keep Gandhi in poverty. The government had to spend more to keep him in poverty because, Gandhi in those days, he wanted poverty, so you had to do all of this to keep him in poverty. I think we have to be very careful, because poverty is not the goal. Spirituality is not poverty. Spirituality is abundant balance. A state of abundance in that state of balance is what spirituality is. Not poverty. Not accumulation. Accumulation, parigraha. Poverty is another type of attachment to not having. Don't get attached to not having also. Don't get attached to having also. Be balanced in whatever you have. It is again that aparigraha is a state of balance, not the extremes, because yoga doesn't lie in the extremes. Yoga lies in the golden mean of balance. The golden mean of balance is where yoga lies. And so many times we forget this, because my yoga practice, I need to do more, I need to achieve more, I want more out of my yoga practice. There is this constant wanting. And you actually go out of that state of yoga. You go out of that state of yoga through wanting more. You say, then shouldn't I make efforts? You should make efforts, but without this wanting more. You should make your efforts without greed. Your effort should be based on need. Need-based effort, not greed-based effort. And this is where the thin line between need and greed, because what is one person's need may be another person's greed. What is one person's greed may be another person's need. And this is why the context is so vital. In the practice of yama-niyama, the context is so vital. Because taken out of context, it will not make sense at all. What does Maharishi Patanjali tell us in the Yoga Sutra? He says, Aparigraha-Winning. When you are established in a steady state of aparigraha, because it has to be a steady state, because there's a constant evolutionary journey going on. So constantly you have to reevaluate yourself. Is it need or greed? Am I in balance, or have I been thrown off by the vitarka of parigraha? You are constantly evaluating, and the feedback mechanisms, positive and negative feedback mechanisms are running. Aparigraha-Winning, so a steady state of non-covetedness, non-possessiveness, non-greediness. He says when you attain that steady state, a dynamic steady state, he says, Janma Katam Ta. You know, the stories, the details of all your births, Janma Katam Ta. Sambodhaha, you will come to know all that is to be known of previous, present and future lifetimes. You say, wow, I would like to know that. You know, talking of past lifetime, so many jokes come to mind. Because when Swamiji was teaching in last bit, there was a woman who used to specialize in telling people about the past lives. She was doing the course. So every day she'll talk to one of the students and tell them what they were, who they were in their last lifetime. And one day in class, Swamiji said something, and one of the ladies got up and said, Swamiji, do you know I was Mother Mary in my last lifetime? And Swamiji is like, who told you that? And she said, you know, that lady. Swamiji said, that's great. And another girl got up in the class, but I was also told by her that I was Mother Mary. And then the third girl said, so too with me. And it found out, Swamiji found out that this woman has been going around telling all the ladies in the course that they are all Mother Mary. Everybody wants to have been a queen, a king, a great saint. Nobody wants to have been the sinner, okay? Everybody wants to be the hero, not the coward who ran away from battle. Not the guy who, was filled with treachery and betrayed his king. No. They want to be the king. They want to be the hero. They want to be that, they want to be the beauty, not the beast. You know, it's always, everybody wants to have this false sense of impression about who they were in the last lifetime. What if somebody said you were an amoeba in your last lifetime in somebody's bowl? What if somebody said you were just a mosquito, going around biting people? What if someone said you were just a dog barking and mating in the middle of the road? What if somebody said, well, you are the scoundrel who betrayed, the Indian ruler when the invaders came in? I don't think you would like it, right? What happens is that this whole idea of past life and future life, thinking about it, we forget to live in the present. What Patanjali is saying is that when you stop wanting more, when you stop being greedy and misusing, to be greedy is to misuse resources. To misuse, abuse and disuse resources is greediness. This is why yoga as environment friendly. When you have aparigraha, you respect the resources of the planet. You respect the resources of the planet. You will not misuse, abuse and disuse it. You will apply the principle of right useness, righteousness, which is dharma, the bedrock of everything. If we were given information of the past lifetime, if we were given information of the past lifetime and the future lifetimes, what would happen is we would misuse that information. Because everything given to us, we have a tendency to misuse it. And so nature, life, universe, God, intelligent design, whatever it is, it said, if I let this person, the human beings, know about the past and future lifetimes, they will misuse that information. They'll find a way to misuse it, because everything that we have been given on this planet, we have misused it. Nuclear power, what did we do with it first? Misused it. And the moment a knife came into being, we misused it. The moment a gun came into being, we misused it. It doesn't matter what we are given, we misuse it. Because we have not transcended the vitarkas. We have not become a homo nobilis. We have not become a noble human being. We are not a yogi. Hence, we are not able to apply the principle of dharma, which is righteousness. So we misuse it. Now, when you become established in the steady state of non-covetedness, the universe starts to trust you. You have gained the trust of the cosmos. It says this person has transcended the need of misuse. This person will not misuse it. This person will not abuse this knowledge. Hence, this person may be granted access. When you have earned the trust of your boss, he gives you the key to the company. When you have earned the trust of someone, they give you the key to the heart. When you have earned the trust of someone, they give you the key to their locker. Similarly, when you have earned the trust of the cosmos, the universe, the cosmos, the divinity gives you the key to all the information of the past, present and future lifetimes. Why are you given that key? Because you have become trustworthy. And why are you given that key? So that now you can observe all the interconnectivity. What is the interconnectivity that lies between lifetime after lifetime after lifetime? What is the matrix of the universe that is enabling birth after birth to come and us to perceive the bigger picture? You are now zooming out and seeing this bigger picture instead of only your lifetime. You are looking at all the lifetimes and you start to realize how the klesha karma bandha, klesha moola karma shaya, you can see how the kleshas have influenced the karma and how the samskaras and vasanas have created this birth after birth after birth, and you see all these patterns of your own births. You understand your connectivity with each and every person who has come into your life. You realize how you are bound karmically over thousands of lifetimes with each other. And suddenly you have attained this higher wisdom, this higher jnana going into prajna, where you can see all the interconnectiveness of all the dots. You are seeing everything and it starts to make sense to you. And why has this access code been granted to you? This access code has been granted to you because you have shown you are trustworthy. You are worthy. You are an adhikarin who is trustworthy with this information. The information can only be given to one who is trustworthy, not someone who will betray the universe. Just like we betrayed everybody else for the sake of our survival. When we can understand the balanced state of aparigraha, Aparigraha-Winning, we establish ourselves in that aparigraha. Any information given to us, any resource given to us will not be misused, will not be abused. You know, when someone comes to you as a yoga therapist, as a yoga teacher, as a counselor, they confide all the secrets in you, believing that you are a trustworthy person. You are to become the keeper of the secrets. You have to become a keeper of the secrets. You don't go out and start telling all the secrets to everybody. You don't do that. And if you do that, people will stop trusting you and they will stop sharing with you. The same with the universe. When the universe can confide in you, imagine a beautiful state of being. You are confidant of the universe itself. You are a repository of the universal knowledge. This is part of that growth towards omniscience, knowing it all. This is part of the growth towards prajna loka, where we are in the state of prajna, transcendental wisdom, where you understand all the nuts and bolts of the universal plan. But as long as you are deemed as someone who the universe cannot trust, it will not give it to you. You know, most people, if they knew about other lifetimes, they'd go around saying, oh, you were my wife in my last lifetime. Oh, you poisoned me last time. Oh, you killed me, so I'm going to kill you. Oh, last lifetime you owed me 10,000 rupees. Give it back now. Or in the next lifetime, I'm going to, be married to you. So let's have sex now. People will misuse all that information, all that knowledge. And that is why the universe says, put a lead wall. Put a lead wall there so that they will not know it. Let them just break their heads with this present lifetime. Let them be confused because that's what they deserve. Through Aparigraha, we become one who is an adhikarin, one who deserves the highest state and the highest wisdom. We earn the trust of the cosmos. What a beautiful state to be in, where even the whole universe can trust us. Who do you trust in your life? I know a few people I could trust. I know a few people I could trust with my life. When you have earned the trust, why? Because I know that they will not misuse my trust in them. Why do you trust somebody? Because you know they will not misuse it. When the universe knows that you will not misuse its trust in you, you become trustworthy. And the key to that is the yama of aparigraha. You have stopped grasping. I want more, I want more, I want, gimme. You have gone against that. Remember the newborn grasping reflex? All driven by survival instinct, abhinivesha klesha. When we lie down in Shavasana, what do? Do you keep your hand like this in Shavasana? I hope not. Opening your hand, letting go. Accepting that which comes to you. Taking only that which you deserve. Not trying to take something we don't deserve, because then that will become asteya also. And this is why in Shavasana, you lie down with the palms open. When you lie with the palms open up, you are telling the universe, that which I am given, I will accept with grace, with humility, with gratitude. I will not misuse it. I will use as it is meant to be used. That which I need, only that I will take. That which I don't need, I will not take. I will not take more than I deserve. I will not take less than I deserve. I will only take that which I have earned, for that which I am worthy. That is the state of being you are moving into when we move into this non-greediness, non-possessiveness. Again, what do? We lock people in possessiveness. We lock people. We say, oh, I love you. And so possessiveness, you grab them. You choke them to death with your love. True love is freedom. True love is freedom. You love the person so much you can let them be. You don't want them to become something that you feel they should be. Most of the time people fall in love and then they want to change the person. I really don't know what that is all about. We fall in love with someone and then we want to change them. And then we say, oh, you are not the person I fell in love with. To hell with you, sorry. But seriously. acceptance is such an important component here. In Aparigraha, acceptance is a very beautiful perspective. The acceptance, love, freedom, acceptance, mutual coexistence, mutual respect. This is how we grow. And that is why Maharishi Patanjali, the master psychologist, he has said that as long as you are holding on, you cannot be free. As long as you are holding on, you cannot be free. You have to be capable of letting go. To let go, you have to go against that primitive tendency to grasp, to hold on at any cost. Can you open up? This is going against the reflex. This is going against the conditioning. This is going against the samskara vasana. This is going against all those tendencies that are driven by the abhinivesha klesha. Because this is so much part of that primitive aspect of our existence. The primitive aspect that is totally bound in the kleshas, and especially driven by abhinivesha klesha. We need to be worthy. We need to be trustworthy. Can you be trustworthy to yourself? Can you be trustworthy for others? Can you be trustworthy for the whole cosmos? Well, living Aparigraha is the means, is the methodology, is the path to becoming trustworthy to your own self. Most people, they don't even trust their own self. They always want somebody else to reinforce it. They're always searching affirmation from outside. They're always searching support from outside. And so they go out and ask people, am I beautiful? And so the person says yes, and so you're happy. Am I good? Can you give me a certificate of goodness? Does this dress look good? I think, we are constantly we are trying to go out and find this. Because we don't trust ourselves. The moment you move into that state of need-based living, minimalistic need-based living, you move into that steady state of Aparigraha. You'll start to trust yourself. You don't need somebody else to tell you. You become trustworthy, and people can start to feel at ease when they are with you. They know you will not misuse the information they give you. They know that you will not misuse the affection they give you. And then the universe starts to feel that, well, this is a person I can confide in. And the doors are open to the universal matrix. And the interconnectivity of karma starts to open up to you, and it all starts to make sense. Once that happens, you will not be the same again. Because you'll realize that you are you, and by being you, you are fulfilling your small part in the big drama of life itself. May we all be blessed to live Aparigraha, to live all of these yamas. Because with today's session, we are completing the yamas. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Yamaha. Next week we'll start moving into the niyamas, and lot of correlation. Each one of these is correlated with each other. Don't think of them as separate boxes. Everything is connected to everything else. And the more you grow into that, the more it starts to make sense. May we all be blessed with that bigger perspective. May we be the best version of ourselves that we can be. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week ahead, and see you whenever we meet next. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Om. Dhanyavadaha. See you all later.